ase yayare ne de fi yare enim doc good morning yenyina yen kafra nka say ase yayare a right way nka say ase situation na boy yare
maybe
very possible
very possible
okay nti say yesi ye grieve ye su ye twa adwoa eno no a process na say
okay nti mama nka say there's a difference between say institution that obi a o grieve any morning.
Okay, chire mo e.
So grieving no is more of internal. Or a whole untuminda weninji is more internal. You are grieving. Yeah, you are in some pain. But mourning no ye outward expression of how you feel. Right? Or that outward expression, you may not even feel something by expressing it. Until you say around this time, no, everybody mourns, but not everybody grieves.
No correct.
Until you say, ebi mo share atare tuntum.
Okay.
You can even hire people to come and mourn.
Okay.
But they are not grieving.
Until you can say mourners, but you can't grievers.
Until you won't say, obia express it, you know, I'm wearing that color, you are wearing that color.
Yeah.
Everybody is mourning. But not everybody grieves.
Okay.
Until that's why I won't say, and soon demono. Until you won't say, obi cry around this time, crying niaji. But obobe is ye ho na na se obeko obi fie na o shetuntum enti obi kura betumi ekun obi aba na yi ase
ampa
o shetuntum
enti
eno no culturally no crampo no how people mourn cry different age no cry nipa ko no obewu and circumstances mourning ye different obo say do bi obi she kokko your friend say na ebre obi su she tuntum obisu wa won say ya chef entoma fufu any ade so differences but if nipa kro no whatever is happening no ebia nipa kro awu no there's stronger attachment say ono ni kitanodi no in the relationship is very very strong and I say meaning na ye assigning you know nyoma ye dream about the person who is lost ena value no enye obia ni wo na emu odu nti obika so na what about nkrofo mu wu ye you know last month and this month almost omu hu nya na obia abrabo hu hia enkwa obia nkwa hu hia but enye owo bia ena eso nti bo say for example sebio that lumba owu ye no nu wo no nye ketwa omo plane crash no enye ketwa because of the value any omo ebu omo sum ema wiase any oman no nti fie mu kura no peni be wo fie mu aya asem kese obi so kura enfa obi aho efa ye ho but won say there's no value
yenyin tum say ye won ni di
enye wo bia na ye wo kese nti wo say country ne kura no ehihye on betutu ho no enye wo bia na country ne kura eye we get involved last Saturday enkofu bebre yesi enkofu bebre ba ya nte ho asem nti enye like Yesu Kristo wu ye no enye wo ketwa after many years
that's okay
you know nti grieving no it goes through various process the first phase, you know, people have all kinds of processes, but generally, no, need now go through first phase. No, as a bobia home. Then they see. Then denial, no, no correct. Into one say, "Kofu share. You be krana. You have to call. Hey, we denial. No, it's not happening. So over some few days, no, no, it's not possible." Then they go into anger. Anger is depending on what is happening. Then people start blaming and almost what happened. It is part of the whole thing. Just to understand. So then you may go into
Obia na echo into that. And then they see then a course and I say omo ben nipa no pan.
Yes.
And
yes, and then you before crowd. then bargaining in say
na well say adentina say ye me dofo no
particularly say who nim how a ewo ne baye na ana say who nimpo na ebia wonim say na obi so ana na bibi so enti na esi like for example when obi akọ hospital na wonim say nipa kro no yare na no odin but omo anya nioma yie
okay
bo say ebufuo no be kosoro mo
ampa oye ne ntema doctor ne oba ntema na sini ne ho ye ha
until then you go into bargaining and they say we share what could have been done wrong, can we reverse the situation. Some will be grand on yankopon credit once sano na cause we be crab go or akobon pa me funzo onyane because we go into that because ulusu sana enye easy sa then they may go into the depressive phase you know where you know the sadness, a feeling of women say on the cry na form, you've lost interest and energy near there, so you go into that phase. Then after that phase of acceptance, acceptance is now you form new attachments and relationships. Now after that, then you want to integrate, you want to move on.
Okay.
You person moving on.
Obia never go into that state of depression, Anna.
Well, everybody goes through that phase, but ebumu dieno is more intense.
Okay.
And when grieving is overly as an ordained dodo, and there are reasons for it.
Okay. What are the reasons?
We expect that within a month to 6 months, everybody should be dying now. A mood and a bebrosa to about a year after a year crown. And the reasons, one, if there's absent your friends grieving, obi grieving process when su ye one go through ye
when say ebianka alternate grieving no into morning say o su amana pie no yes there be
yes ebimu kra no they have the opportunity to grieve or mourn but they suppress it one say shomu za no it may affect it. Then again too when your friend is saying there's something we call ambiguous loss.
Okay.
Na ne wo no yanti asie yi.
Okay.
Then ti no wu ye.
Okay.
Then kra na eku no.
Okay.
Ebi oko hospital, ebi for some reason autopsy amba onti asie. Ana say oko obiti we na esi enti no wu ye, we na esi te say na yesi.
Okay, so hospital enfan say in the case of Daddy Lumba.
Yes.
Ino na hospital for ne ye den nanti na wa ma ono nanti call ye. But in the case of accidents and crashed victims and so and also
and no crampo no you realize that was online the discussions why na helicopter no cry no then this that pilot there are all kinds of things you say though we know it's a crash but who say okay there was a prophecy na why cry na did they arrange it into imagine say
now why didn't you go and look for the prophet?
Why didn't you go all kinds of things into ambiguous loss enti asiane mba ye enti asie
ye a onti na ma ye kosa ambiguous loss ni mo no
big na aka ho but kwan e fa so a owo ni buy for example say wo hospital na say maybe wo yire na wo ma me bi breast cancer na over a month treatment no wo obi anim say breast cancer into owu enti na ku no it's so easy. But when it becomes complicated, suddenly and now when you accident, then crying see prophecy about this that it creates this ambiguity around the loss. Then again, to go a friend disenfranchised grief. Neatini say, how do I fancy what can the ebon truba like the value nanu years in America tree no into
this one's
so to say around this time no obi ewu but ebinum value nia esi no ebu no abofia what is it abofia like they are
abofia
yes it's like they are reducing the value that is placed on the loss.
Okay.
To na ase.
I say omo nti pain no ase ana.
No to na ase.
You don't fa wo no say ya asem here.
Ya asem here.
I see.
obi a wonti wewe enti den
then na we mu nko ade ye so no
enti den
na mama we I say we dey ewu so no nko bi
imagine say we a family member maame obewu no obi kasa I don't know ebe ma ade na twum mo because the more oti na ovi media reportage na ade ekoso no imagine say o te o say okunu ewu we hu say ni owu ye
okay
but this time when we say washi obia spread this washi who say okunu na da or she that's why reportage is very very important now social media obia no de bia beto and it's a way who say or she nke enye ya to say na we who say or she
okay
oh intini na no can actually then there's something we call traumatic loss where your friend say no who say like accident crash plane crash cancer obiewu and I say when you accident ukoto no you twitwe ni say na twa ni sunu epi like enye asem ketu akra
okay
inti eba ni sana ma grieving process no so they have something we call the your friend say no prolonged grief disorder where your friend is saying grief no actually more than 1 year and these things can make it say a bit dodo. If it doesn't go well, there are some people then you are preoccupied with a person. You can't break free from the person. You may even avoid situations. You may even start blaming yourself. Hey, we all kono me should I say nkeni so ko man kan kire no. Obi my prophecy me ko prophet no. Playing way cry no nka ya check ni yi. Nka manisa
ebi ameka so onsan anka obetie me
me nka me friend no mama friend no
okay
so eba ni sana it means that everything around the deceased person bakwe no and that's ho you relive it odwe ho won't ase you are still in that state. It may prolong the grieving process.
Okay now me catch me nuanom a mo ba ya adwane kwaku say ya na ye ka say time heals wounds but really in healing wounds it only lets you get better but that wound will it ever heal
into a be healing but scar no ho
okay
scar no the memory of it no in kaikai e wo ho no any nia any ho biom
okay
for example if your papa wo do no odo bibi ekoyie relation onu kwa na woni kasa na suddenly hwim okọ enye kono okono nko aho but everything na ewo nipa kro ne ho no is never the same so it is for a lifelong but the impact no ewo ho until nipa kro na ngasa recovers
okay
but you won't if anybody catch you say oh wait there you forget obwa.
Thank you.
Because memory is important. Imagine after everything I say, you be calling a refi. That is not how life is.
So after so many years, why can't you forget this and move on?
Until we can move on, but we will never forget.
Somewhat, Doctor Nekasano. Ebi ohono mo a ye person nipa no moving on there. O dey say on forget you fine, but on moving on. And so be shani say afi na akofa mental health challenges aba edien na ebema grieving are degenerating into mental health issues.
Into most of the things I've said, all of them can. Okay. And again, too, there are some people who may already have some issues. Your friend is saying they maybe have some mental health issues either. If you're not necessarily depression, yes. And now or attitude, and now bipolar, and now something. Okay. Now we should have a boss. Okay. And all the things I've said plus these things, it can actually influence grieving significantly.
I see. Be me grieving, it was me other health aspects but we both say me cry nipa no cry me don't know na ewu no nti me so me wu bia na ayeden say bi o no diabetes insulin bi o se me ngo hypertensive no bi o se me mfa any say nti mi su dia na me tete me charge wo me mu enso me den na mahwe me so mapomuden so ye
yeah nti normal
Okay.
So feeling and no feeling is very, very normal.
Okay.
It happens. But what it means that now no Nimpakrono has to be intentional. On one kasa extraordinary being koso.
Okay.
Say sana say me about my own health.
Okay.
Now say if it's overwhelming, then the person needs help. Because a new beer no to me genius ni. Sometimes even your upbringing, how I want your capacity to cope, and I just say, "Wano send ya ube to me ni abrabo ni munsem ni adeno unwakukwa enyoma no ho." It may be a bit difficult.
Okay.
Enti obia ye different. In the same house, no, we grieve differently.
Oh yeah. Okay. Then in that vein, no, and who been here say to say specifically, sir, plane crash if we any accident victims. You be say obia omubenya therapist, be a psychologist, only omube kasa.
Perfect. I'm a PR Ghana Psychological Association. I think any Ghana Association of Psychiatrists, Psychiatric Association of Ghana. I think we put up press statement, joint statement. Around this time, you know, people need help, any assistance. Internal, if it's really overwhelming, the person has to see a psychologist or a counselor. Now we are even arranging
overwhelming answer and your share situation now you see this one no said you sit here say be a 30 minutes a day section be a psychologist.
It will really help. Internal crana you can say the various individuals near then we are even making arrangements. The two groups, we're even making arrangements to have some sessions and stuff just to be able to have some assessment.
That would be great.
Okay. Now, if a binum DNA is very significant, then we can. Not everybody would need therapist help.
Okay.
But we will say one gazano, it does so affect you. Above and beyond, you can't sleep. While functioning no day to day, no, to me, and yes, affect you with human relationship. It means you need help.
Oh, say above for say be affected.
So everybody may need some form of assessment.
Okay.
But based on that, now we will say
assessment. Say
well, I think sometimes
a week after the incident, and 2 or a month or after everything, or they say the dust has settled.
Throughout the process, because we are all different. Throughout the process.
Say you're different. Yeah, kakra bit me chair on TV. So I'm obi so afebi. Obi na o many panels and so obi ultimate change. So na asema ye ne yapa na onu kro grieving much more.
Yes.
Safo no e den no mo be ye mo betumi e de akopi.
Yeah. Enti let me suggest 4 things. The first one and say we need to allow ourselves to grieve.
Okay.
One guy said, if you feel like crying, cry.
Okay.
When my daddy passed, I was crying small. Sometimes consulting room, I would just go to the washroom and I would go cry small and come.
No,
right? It's okay. It's okay. If grieving wasn't okay, I mean, won't create tears. Tears are meant to be shed.
Tell the men amongst because as a member soon, I African. Just say obey soon and the paper. Say don't get tears soon, mama. And I'm like, oh, so mama, oh yeah, nipa. Allow people to
we have to allow everybody. Tears are for other things, lubrication of the eyes and all. But tears is also meant to be shed, and it's okay. Even Jesus wept. Jesus wept.
Yeah.
So it's okay. So that's the first. Allow yourself. One guy's to go through it. Express it in a healthy way.
Okay.
Second one is that you need to think right.
Okay.
The other is I dream. I say ya dream edi kind koba. And ya adwendwen a ebema wangasa no you feel guilty, hopeless, worthless. Ebia obi biewu ewiase de den kra na ebeji wo wiase mu meme kra me wuya ncheye nipa okoi kra de mabrabo asay. All those things negative way of thinking. And that is why now no na nkrofo ka na nkrofo ye na nkrofo eda ne die wo social media and news ni ade we need to be careful. Because it affects how people think.
Okay.
But even if on the political side, even if you have things to say, right? Beyond that, there is a grieving wife. There's a grieving mother. In some statements, are just not necessary at this time, just for the family.
Now, nipa. Are you not human first before becoming a politician?
And I don't know, we need to be very, very careful about statements, you know. Where it's just not okay. So it helps, it affects how people think. But people have to think right. Then thirdly, you know, and also they have to associate with the right people.
Okay.
Say, Obia or Nwanga Sabesha crying. You know, Job, friends nearby, right? They just came to sit with him.
Okay.
You know, and around this time, you know, so you need to surround yourself with Omoa, Omono, Omo, Emma, and your mind, your ways. And again, Obia, Oko, Obi, who are all grieving. We need to be careful what we say. Sometimes, you know, words, if you have been there before, you understand. That sometimes, you know, and yet, as a man, kakrampo na open. You know, sometimes, even encouragement doing grieving, you know, noise. Adoso. Until sometimes, you know, sometimes we call the grieve on cry and go cash just presence. Down. Sometimes we just need presence.
Sometimes now
even ground social media crown because say you know, all those come, it's just not okay. It's not just okay. Some will be going, no, you know, so all the comments and stuff and the people who surround people like that, you know, it should be more of people who encourage. Or crying, just presence, support.
Okay.
Who around oh, can I do your rounds for you?
Okay.
Those kind of social support, they're very important.
Okay.
Then thirdly, fourthly, you can turn pain into passion. And that is when you actually grieve and use your life and experience as a way to help others.
Okay.
Right? Then you even start comforting other people. Right? I think is it First Corinthians? I think 2 Corinthians 1:3. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, who comforts us, so that we can comfort others with the same comfort He comforted us with.
Okay.
Into one kasa no ufa bibumwa, nyame comforto, emma re, and out of that also uchichi will be re.
Okay.
Into you need to be able to move on and turn this into something which is
okay.
Yes.
Into coping mechanisms, you know. And one moving on strategies na.
Yeah, there are several of them.
Okay.
One is positive thinking. You need to be positive about it. You need to rest.
Okay.
Around this time, but I say the little chance you get, you know, make sure you are resting. Sometimes you can even escape to somewhere where you can just be alone and reflect and relax.
Escaping,
it's possible. Culturally, but sometimes you just want to be alone.
You really want
you want to reflect. Sometimes, you know, if you cry, no, the people who are directly impacted, no, sometimes visitors no cry, no, they should allow other people to receive them. And then in Pakrona will lose, no. Because I don't know the person sometimes needs some time.
And oh yes, oh Doctor Bao Bechiao, oh sorry, sorry, but now we are not natiko. Now the akan any pan say be automatic acro because the akan ya dream.
And the
okay.
You know, now your friend is saying exercise.
Omo kochiano so say omo beti ase so say o koni esi o maame no ana kunafo no ana nkwala no bi omo ada kakra na wasori kakra say
because it's not easy and the more people come the more it reminds you.
Funerals in Ghana,
it's a whole lot.
As much as you know, it's
the cultural issues around it, and even culturally, you know, there are things they expect in Pakrono SOE.
Difference between grieving, I would check grieving and mourning. No, obi ohono mo a onim said ye boy, but obi mo be che no. Ese se usu ni ehu se oni so ba ni ehu sa asem na.
Ese se umu crowd form. You know, it's a whole lot.
Ese said I would check ye. Obi ani said your fa so a grieve. Oti wono nia ma ekoso woni mu ni na dwimo no. Different crossing wa ni so ya banzo na won so cry no
easy cry we need to be very sensitive. I think in one of the press statements true sensitivity, any understanding, empathy. I think the president talked about it. Around this time, we just have to let people exercise, you know, getting involved in purposeful activities. Sometimes no cry, no feel so getting involved, you know, in small house chores here and there. Maybe sitting with some friends somewhere, they're around you. All those little things actually. But if we realize, say, I don't know why you're doing, just seek help.
Just seek help. Last one, Yansha said, ebi obi ohono mo guilt year na okay, ebufu ni we no. Dia nani dia no still adore, so Phyllis said, I am guilty. Why didn't I stop him? Why didn't I do this? What can they do?
It starts with your thinking. Okay. So we say a wobiano, though and you may be a kika home.
Okay.
But really, obi crying your accident when so death itself no a divine. Obi sometimes we hospital.
Divine to say that
no, as for life, the situations around it, there may be all the kinds of factors. I'm a doctor at UPSC, right? And throughout my years of practice, there are people omoba hospital, right? Omoba, I know dim should they survive. Obi suba and shed down your dinsa, but sometimes you may have an accident. Now a lot of people are injured. Into death itself, life taking of life in itself, a divine. And no matter who there may be all kinds of factors involved, but into that statement saying there's some truth in there.
Okay.
Into one case I say who say regardless of your mistakes, no, because doing mistakes no, ye blame no, and no a kind come back. How even if you are thinking about mistakes, let's think about it in a way Emma ye kind.
Okay.
And yet in a way Emma you feel say way it doesn't help. Into the mental process, into some of the therapies for your friend is helping grieve, one of them CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, helps you to think well.
Okay.
Then we have interpersonal therapy, and you need others in to fix it. Acceptance and commitment therapy, to be able to accept whatever is happening and do what it takes to be able to move on.
Okay.
So there are all kinds of things. Now prayer, meditation, and all kinds of things are a boom. Because moving on is more important than living in the past.
Thank you, Doc. Unfortunately, as I say, this year now, we got to our consultation. So, that's Dr. Isaac Newman, a clinical psychologist, and I pay Yenin Komono. Key bakwame fefrem sense so we grieving any morning emu na mo amukita handouts any guidelines ema grieving no e besere mo say mo fa handouts into ho me mafa pay mu pa but in all of that me mama we na misa I was barely 20 or 21 na me be ko university me mama ne me akasa say she am me bus stop kwesi den nyumre Jurusika, Cape Coast to offer this and that and that and that. Then Sunday, you may say, maybe my sister, but I say, my main accident, bra. Your coy, your cojinan and one, me could jaraba, maybe do ya. My brother, and soon, but me, woo, na me hope say, Mrs. Penny be dear chabana, and usually no bet. George Jankos, some no, Sano, Ebecan. No, George Jankos said, no, so this soon, dear Chim, who say, Yanny, baby, I scatter fire, no, ubi. But in that situation, mean to me, yeah, boy, me dey say, me could hear the same thing. But I remember one woman came. I say, be one soon, mammy soon so about can afford. Me hear feed. Doctor kind, I carry me pa. Like Timmy Coffee and I'm catching me microphone and say, so I say, we mammy knows only me pa me a short and no kind. Say, mammy not have no kind, I am me pa. She say, only me, my dear Mashere. I didn't know, or baby, Jamie, my be one on this. Obiani said, ya, o grieve, said your dog kind. So, what's in his so don't hobo formono. Hey, different, ain't he? Yes, more social media, and so, Monsusuna, Mon prescribing, and Mon Jase, Mon Makin Crawford, and him, Shadaway, and him star, and away soon, and away asonimu, and away, hey, Ntomo Boasio. Ni nyina ye nipa kane ansa na manyosem eni gidi ahodo no enso aba ti mo beto mo bo ase ama wo mo sun no why na account na so enka wo nchen ebi mo aka ebi mo pa ye ken ye wie 1 week ya wo be hwa ni say everybody abontingo na che say retreat sam ebeka de no ni ye adwuma more closely eba beka kunafo no ebeka ne maame ebeka ne nuanom ne ma wo enkrofo bi ono mo a it is forever. Me sorry in fact I know anajuna me friend me so me say unu say me maame wu ye no e kina na 22 years na si Jordan so sa pepepe. I was like, oh okay, me say I can never forget though. There are some days in my life I can't forget them. 11th August, 20th May, I can't just forget them. Please allow people to grieve the way they can grieve. Put your hand out down. You that you are holding the hand out for how to grieve and how to mourn. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma. Kindly put it down and let people grieve the way they can. And also can healing process in home. Afi mo kwa, mo bi mo kasa dodo. Sometimes onipa no opese ono kwa atena ho. On pese obete kasa bia, obi a pese otufu, obi a pese okasa che. If you have been there before, there are times you just feel like I want to be alone. Eya na esi ebi mu yedodo. Me adwuma mu ha, me ko tena kitchen. That day ba me mu no, me say I just want to eat alone because me ndidi. Enti dey na me say me kondo no, obi betena me nche me say o, enem pese me kwa metena. Me kwa metena ho sa na, me di kakra na me sun kakra. Koto ba ya yachi. Nipa no betena me nche me say, oh, can I sit here alone? Today I just want to be alone. The next thing I heard, hey, what's your person no kwa tena kitchen ho? Enti me tie adwuma mu that kitchen, I don't eat there. I don't eat there because a kind me sounds. I was like, no, the person just didn't understand me. I was like, oh, me boy in China me way, and there was a main kitchen, there was an outer kitchen, and I was sitting at the outer kitchen. I was like, oh, when you go inside, it's na my bed's now outer no. Said that months or years later, you say, hey, sister, I saw on the outer kitchen, honey there, or tina table no be a ma. Hey, me papa. I was like, oh, that day, I just felt like I want to be alone. Midi kakra, no me sun kakra because and Keriasa no give her a call. How is the office? And we will talk. It's a me ya to date. It's mokwa. Sometimes you need to understand people. So obi monia, nyama bisi someone in hua. One share your own tenase. Ubeka se odriebo. Ubeka se oyebi. I wouldn't want to say wait till it gets you because it is not a good thing to wish it even for your worst enemy. All I will say is understand people when they are mourning and when they are grieving. And when you go, please, when you shake out your tin and chain come, mu feel it why you quiet inti. And say mukasa. It will be ana kasa na yidi do wasum. Na nipa no kra ho ye wishi. That is the truth. Inti ukwa ankasa bebre, udi jaino, osi obesu a Jai nunsu, mamonya ye, wasun kakra ye, obeyare. Into the man in suno nyare. Because ukono koshe jaye hwa, obesuala. Ukono koshe washing hwa, obesuala. Okodi hours or washing one, 2 for send unkwa no ye ni yeno. Isuna na osuno. When they feel like crying, please just sit back, allow them. Omoyo okay ya. Cause I'm fine. Now I'm fine. Then you know they are fine. Thank you. Aye. Enedi. Sister kunafo enye janka makame de kakra ye kwa abayeba ye beto aso.